Hey guys, we're back in the house again. This is Bo at the Z Sports Lounge. We got Appalachian State University head coach Jerry Moore with us today. How you doing, Coach?
Doing great, Bo. Doing great.
Hey, Coach, right off the bat, I appreciate the time that you take from us. I'm sure you've received well over 300 phone calls since your win over Michigan.
That was the first night. And it's been an awesome experience.
Well, Coach, we've got a couple callers that had asked questions, and I want to ask these right off the bat because these are from people that listen to the show and follow your program. One of them is called Clean. He's out of California, and he says, with this win, does it set up nicely to three-peat your championship?
Well, I think it gives us a lot of confidence as much as anything. We got a horrendous schedule. We play Northern Arizona this Saturday, loaded with junior college kids from California. And then we get into our conference play right after that. And our conference is probably as strong as it's ever been. There's 3 teams ranked in the top 10 right now. So it gives us a lot of confidence, but there's no assurance, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And the way you coach is you coach from one game to game and you don't look ahead. It's how you always did. It's how you got the championship. I read the bio. It was pretty impressive.
Well, thank you. But we try to focus on that, on the people that we're playing. We've been pretty fortunate being able to do that.
And next thing, there's a question from Gail. She's down in California. She's actually in Florida. She says, have they talked to you about a movie yet?
Now, you know what? That's actually been mentioned. That was mentioned on the plane coming home. But I don't know that that's fixing to happen anytime soon. They're going to have to find. They better find them another guy that can play the coach.
And then we've got one question that I have, and another question I'm sure that a lot of listeners have. Are you getting tired of people asking who is Appalachian State right now? Are you enjoying the fact that you're sort of emerged on the national scene?
At this point, I think we're handling it pretty good, and I can understand why. I didn't know where Appalachia was till I got here. And I'm from Texas, though. I mean, but I think it's been good for our start. It's been particularly good for our school. It's been good for our football team, and it's been good for the state of North Carolina. We have 2,500 2,500 spots for the freshman class. We had over 17,000 applicants for it before this deal with Michigan took place. So who knows where it's going to go.
And, Coach, I just like to say out to you is that I lived in Carolina for about 10 years, and I knew about your program. I knew what you were building, and I remember a couple years ago when you won your championships back-to-back, how proud I was from living in Carolina. And the whole state, I know, is just so proud of their own and what you accomplished there at the school in the last 2 years, and then going into the big house.
It's like you said, and I've said too, it's been great for our whole state. There's never been a national champion in any ball from North Carolina, and the state sort of adopted us, and it's been a great thing for the state, and it's obviously been good for us.
And the one thing I sort of take to heart when people talk about your win over Michigan as a David and Goliath, I sort of viewed it as one is a severely overhyped program and a severely underhyped program such as yours. A lot of us who knew about it and back in January were already predicting you to either give Michigan a run for the money or win, and we received such wonderful abuse from friends and peers in the media, and we're so just proud of what you put together there. How do you keep yourself up to date with all the changes that go on in football year after year?
Well, number one, you don't go in there and think you're just going to wear a team out like Michigan. We've got a good friend that coaches at USC. They played them in the bowl game, and he said if you can just stay with them in the third quarter, you're going to have a chance. Well, we scored 21 points in the second quarter, came back out, and that was I didn't talk to our team about something like that, but in my mindset, I said if we can keep this thing close in the third quarter, we're going to have a chance. And I think sometimes playing at home is a little bit of a downer, if in some senses, and we were able to keep it close in the third quarter, and our special teams, we blocked 2 field goals and able to pull it off.
Yeah, we were watching this speed that your players had that Michigan just didn't have an answer for in the first half.
Well, we recruited that way. Speed's important to us. We're not near as large as them, obviously, but we try to get kids that can run good and that are aggressive, and then during the process they'll put on a little weight and get a little bigger, and we can go compete against certainly against the 1AAs and against a few of the 1A schools.
Absolutely, and it's wonderful to see the purity of the game is that this comes down to just a classic moment in history that you were part of, your program's part of, and everybody who saw it was part of it and will remember it forever in their nostalgia of sports history.
Well, that's sort of one of the things I told the players on Friday night. We watched the movie Invincible about the guy from Philadelphia that made the Eagles.
Yes,
and
sir.
As a matter of fact, he called us on Monday. The real guy, not the actor.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, you got a chance to do something you're going to remember the rest of your life. There's a lot of things that you're going to do. They're going to be good, and you're going to remember them. They're going to be kind of temporary. I said, you'll remember this afternoon the rest of your life. And I said, just go out there and have you a bunch of fun now.
Coach, great words from a great man. Your schedule, your schedule has got to be hectic. Just to see what you go through on a day-to-day level. You have a great reputation in the community of the media. You always take time out to talk and field questions. How do you keep your optimistic approach to the media when you get called all the time, every day?
Well, I know our circumstances. We're not equipped, number one, to do all the things that the Michigans and the USCs and Auburns and Clemsons, those people are. We're understaffed in that area. Mike Flynn, our SID, does a terrific job. He generally tells me in the afternoon after practice, you can expect these calls from so-and-so and so-and-so. Well, sometimes I get busy in a meeting or something like that, and I can't maybe make that. That happened to me twice today already. We had a call at 9, one at 9:30. Well, I was in a staff meeting, and so I call them back, and I apologize for being late, but that's just the way it is here. But we try to return every call and try to talk to you guys. I mean, it's great for our school and our program.
Yeah, and it's great for us because we get to talk to somebody that we can go back in 10 years from now and say, I just talked to Jerry Moore, and I won a huge bet among my peers with a great game, one of the best games I've seen in a long time. Coach, at the end of that game, when they were lining up for the field goal, there was at least a nice handful of us that saw Michigan wasn't lined up correctly for that. How were you? Did you get the chance to see that up close and personal? Because it looked like you were going to block the shot right from the start.
Well, we worked hard during 2 days on block kicks. And it paid off for us. And, I never dreamed that left up back would attempt to block it like he did. And, it's just one of those things that happens. And Corey Lynch has blocked several kicks. He's a guy that, just like yesterday afternoon, he blocked a couple kicks in practice. I mean, he lays out for the ball just like he's in a game. So when a game comes up, he doesn't have to change anything. I can remember I got coached one time when I was at Baylor by a great football player named Raymond Berry. And Raymond was telling me then, about diving for a ball or something like that. And if you're not careful, you'll tell yourself, in a game, I would have done that. Well, that split second that you got to tell yourself in a game to do it is a difference in being successful and not successful. And I tell kids that story from time to time. Corey Lynch, he blocked 2 yesterday in practice. So doing it in a game is not anything new for him.
Yeah, and the fact is that Michigan was lucky you didn't score on the last play with a little bit of celebration and going on, but you couldn't help it. But, a lot of us are watching that going, that score could have been a lot worse than it was with the quality program that you have over the several years put together.
Well, we had a drop pass, and like you mentioned, to the Corey. We all have been teasing Corey about the kicker catching him, but he could have scored on that, and it would have been a lot bigger margin. But we're tickled to get out of there at 2 points. I can assure you that.
Absolutely, Coach. I want to say thank you for taking the time with us. We are going to give you a call in a couple months just to find out how the program's doing. We will make sure and keep you on our list because you're you're doing what is right in sports across the country, and that's what the Z stands for. Thank you so much for sharing with us a brief moment in time.
Well, I hope you want to call us in 2 months. But anyway, thank you so much for having us on today.
Thank you, Coach. You enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll be following you this weekend.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome, Coach. Take care.
All right.